students, before you get this video started, make sure your math notebook is open in front of you. You're going to take these notes on the right-hand side, and you'll use that left-hand side for Edpuzzle questions, entry tasks, or any other notes you want to take during our time together in class. So today's section is called 3.4, Distributive Property. And our learning target is I can simplify expressions. There we go. Simplify expressions using the distributive property. So let's talk about what the distributive property is. Let's define it right here. It basically says a number outside parentheses gets multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. So in action, let's say we had 3 times 7 plus 2, because remember, a number next to parentheses means multiplication. Because there are multiple things inside those parentheses, we're going to multiply this 3 by all of it. We're going to multiply it by the 7 and by the 2. So 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 2 is, let's actually back up and write that out. Let's write 3 times 7 plus 3 times 2. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 2 is 6. 21 plus 6 is 27. So again, when there's a number being multiplied by stuff inside the parentheses, we just want to multiply it by everything that's there. So let's do a few examples. Example 1, we have 4 times n plus 5. So again, there's multiple things inside the parentheses, so we need to multiply this 4 by all of it. And I like to draw these arrows to help me remember that. You can even put an X right there to help you remember that these arrows are indicating multiplication. So 4 times n, that's just 4n. 4 times 5 is 20. So our simplified expression is 4n plus 20. Example 2, we have 6 times x plus 2y minus 1. Again, this 6 needs to get multiplied by everything inside the parentheses, so I'm going to draw an arrow to each individual piece. I'm going to multiply that 6 by all 3 of those. So 6 times x, that is 6x. 6 times 2y, well, 6 times 2 is 12, so it's 12y. And then 6 times 1 is 6. So our simplified expression is 6x plus 12 minus, 6x plus 12y minus 6. All right, now let's talk about something that kind of goes along with this, and that is called combining like terms. So like terms, those are terms that look the same, or in other words, they have the same variable. Something to keep in mind is that things without variables, constants, those are like terms because they look alike. They both have no variable. If we had like 2 constants, those both would have no variable, so they would be like terms. So let me show you an example of what combining like terms looks like. So I have 5x plus 19 plus 2x plus 2. So what I want to do is identify the terms that are alike, my like terms. Well, I have a 5x and a 2x. Both of those have an x on them, so the variables are the same. So those are like terms. So I'm going to put a box around both of them. A little tip for you, I would put a box around whatever operation comes in front of that, because that operation tells you if you should be adding or subtracting those terms together. So in this case, it says plus, so that means I'm doing 5x's plus 2x's for a total of 7x's. Now I look for anything else that are like terms. Well, constants are like terms, and I have 2 constants there, 2 things without variables. So I'm going to put a circle around both of those. Again, I include that operation. So I have 19. In this case, the operation doesn't really matter. It's just saying I have 19, positive 19. But over here, it does matter because it tells us to add 2 to that. Actually, I'm so sorry. This operation does matter because it tells us that we should be adding our results to that 7x. We are going to add 21. So this addition symbol told us to add this number. This addition symbol told us that we were going to add the like terms instead of subtract them. If that sounded a little bit confusing, let's do some examples to help it make a little bit more sense. So again, we're going to simplify. These examples are going to illustrate how the distributive property also is at play here. So we're going to have 9 times 6 plus x plus 2. So I need to start by multiplying my 9 by everything inside my parentheses. I draw all my arrows. 9 times 6, that is 54. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 2 is 18. So my new expression right now is 54 plus 9x plus 18. But remember, I can combine like terms. And you'll notice that the 54 and the 18, those are like terms because they are both constants. So we're going to go ahead and combine those. We're going to add them together. This addition symbol tells us we should add those together. 54 plus 18 is 72. So my final simplified expression is 72 plus 9x. Let's try another one like that. I have 7x plus 2 times x minus 5y. So in this case, I'm going to start with my distributive property again. I'm going to multiply the 2 by everything inside the parentheses. And this 7x is just going to hang out front. We're just going to leave it right there for now. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5y, that is 10y. Make sure you put minus 10y because it said minus right there. I want to keep those symbols the same. Now I'm going to look for like terms. Well, I see that I have 2 terms that have an x on them. They have the same variable. So those are like terms. This addition symbol tells me I'm adding those terms together. 7x's plus 2x's is 9x's. So our final expression is 9x minus 10y.